This road passes over Athmal Gola Stupa, where the Anand's half-body relics were dumped south of the Ganges. And look, this is now a modern-day bank on the stupa where Anand's half-body relics was dumped south of the Ganges, folks. And this is Athmal Gola, where Anand's half-body relics was picked up and taken to Rajgrih, where it was enshrined in a stupa. And this is Athmal Gola station. Folks, I am standing on the road that passes bang over the stupa where the followers of Anand deposited the half of his relics, the lower part of his relics, on the southern banks of the Ganges. How I came to this conclusion, to understand it, please view this video till the end. Now, what do you call it? Anand was crossing the river Ganges with his group of followers, and Ajatashatru came to the southern banks, that is Lahariya Tola. Lahar means to create a problem. And on the northern bank, the Lichavis landed up. The place where they were on the banks is now called Kursaha. Kursaha means to instigate, to get angry. So they were calling Anand over, keep to your original program of coming to Vaishali. And Ajatashatru was calling him back. Anand got angry and he burnt himself in the middle of the river. That is Gola Patti. Gola means, Aag ka Gola means, what do you call it, fire. That is the stupa where he immolated himself. So they divided the body relics into two halves. One half was kept, that is Dharni Patti, the Lichavi share, and the other half is Dumri, that is the lower part, that is what do you call it, Ajatashatru's share. And then it was taken to the southern bank and a stupa was made where the relics were dumped, and the relics were taken to Rajgrih and made a stupa was made called Dumri. Dumri means the bottom part, the lower half. And on the southern banks of the Ganges, where the relics had been dumped, is Athmal Gola. Ath means half, Mal means the relics. So Athmal Gola is the place where half the relics were dumped on the southern banks of the Ganges. So folks, check out the story of Anand. I'll show you the places in the satellite picture, and then you can see pictures of Athmal Gola. This is the life of Anand, guardian of the Dhamma. Let's go to the section of his death. To the section of his death. See, when Anand was 120 years old, he felt that his end was near. He went from Rajgrih on a journey to Vaishali, just as his master had done. When the king of Magadh and the princes of Vaishali heard that Anand would soon attain final Nibbana, they hurried to him from both directions to bid him farewell. In order to do justice to both sides, Anand chose a way to die in keeping with his gentle nature. He raised himself into the air through his supernatural powers and let his body be consumed by the fire element. The relics were divided and stupas erected. Now, see, in this one, it is a slightly different version from what Huen Tsang says. Huen Tsang says that Anand had grown old, and when he heard Bhikshu speaking back to him that Anand had grown old and he had lost a lot of his remembering power. What you call, he had lost a lot of the Buddha's teachings. So So basically he is crossing the Ganges towards Vaishali, and then the Ajatashatru hears of it and he comes rushing with his army and parks his army south of the Ganges, calling Anand back. And the Lichavis, hearing that Anand has there was a possibility of Anand turning back, the Lichavis come running, and they see, here is the satellite picture. See, this is Lahariya Tola. This is where the Lichavis, the Magadh army, came and stood, and they created this problem. Lahariya means problem, and shouted to Anand to come back. And this is Kursaha. Kursaha means to instigate, to get angry. This is where the Lichavi army came, and they instigated Anand to continue on his way. Anand gets irritated and angry that the people have stopped following the Buddha's path. See, Bakarpur, Bakar means you are speechless. You are speechless in anger or something. So this is where he was speechless, and it seems he took his boat a bit away from Kursaha, away from the Lichavis, and then he immolated himself by going up in the air and going up in a ball of flames. So that is a thing. And what happened was, the people, he had before dying, Anand had told his disciples that when he died, to give half his relics to the Lichavis, to them, and half the to these people, the army here. So his disciples, they divide the relics, and see, they put one lot here, and in a distance they put the other lot. The upper half they put in a distance, and the lower half they put here, because if they put all the relics in one spot, the Lichavis would come and snatch it and take it away. So they divided, and they put in two different places, the upper part a distance away and the lower part here. So it's natural that the Lichavis would go first for the upper part, which is at a distance, and this would give them, they bought time, and then they would take it down and dump it here. Athmal Gola. Athmal Gola is the half body. Ath means half, and Mal means the shitty part, the bottom part. So Athmal and Mal means relics, and Athmal will mean half relics or half relics of the bottom part. So it was dumped here, and the stupas were made here. This is in the south of the Ganges. North of the Ganges you have these two stupas. This is Dumri, the lower part, and Ajatashatru, the stupa he makes in Rajgrih, he names that also Dumri, and this is the upper part. So folks, check out the pictures of Athmal Gola. Folks, we are in Athmal Gola. See, the road you see is Athmal, bang on top of the stupa on which Anand's half-body relics was deposited south of the Ganges by Anand's disciples. Folks, this is Athmal Gola. Athmal, Ath means half, and Mal means the relics, half relics, and Mal also means the shitty part, the defecating part. So basically this is the half body relics stupa, and see, this is the Ganges, exactly the pillars which you see going. This is the route Anand took to cross the Ganges from the south to the north, folks. And Athmal Gola means half body relics of Anand the lower half, that is the bottom part. And folks, basically the half body relics were dumped to the north and south of the Ganges. South of the Ganges, the stupa is called Athmal Gola, and north of the Ganges, the stupa is called, the Lichavi share of stupa is called Dharni Patti, folks. Dharni Patti, and see, this is your view of Athmal Gola village on top of the stupa. Now this is on top, right on top of the stupa. I showed you a scene of the Ganges, and this is right on top of the stupa, and exactly north of this is Dharni Patti. Dharni Patti means the stupa relics are kept there. And folks, this is the place where Anand, would have started crossing the Ganges to go to the northern side. And see, this is your Athmal Gola railway station. The stupa even has a railway station, folks. This is modern day Athmal Gola, the place where Anand's half-body relics were dumped south of the Ganges. But the railway station is not on the stupa. It is just next to the stupa. It carries the stupa's name. So, folks, this road you see is bang on top of Athmal Gola stupa. Anand's half-body relics, and you see this. This is a modern bank on the stupa itself. A modern day bank on the stupa itself. Imagine 2000 years ago they made this stupa to pray to, and now people are living on it. So, folks, here I am on the stupa itself. Giving my little talk on this subject. So I hope you all enjoyed this video and found it educative on how Anand attained Mahaparinirvana. If you did, folks, don't forget to follow, like and subscribe to this page, and don't forget to tell your friends and relatives about this video and this page.